Good evening. Welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is session 9 of our A Pound of Flesh Mothership campaign, based on the wonderful A Pound of Flesh supplement by Tuesday Night Games, and utilizing my multiple mothership scenarios that I've collected over the last year. So, we left off. You guys had spent a couple of days out at Muto Station. You sold yet another stolen company science vessel. And some alien matter, that the yellow goo that you had contained from Epsilon 14, and also the cut in half body of that invisible alien creature that you had killed there. You paid off another couple months worth of payments on your ship, distributed a small amount of cash to each of the crew members, banked the rest somewhere for the ship, I believe 13, right, since you're currently handling the finances. And had returned to Prospero's dream. Now, again, I don't like to micromanage all the minutia too much, so we haven't really been keeping track of days and weeks and all that stuff. But I would say at this point in time, probably a couple of weeks at least has passed since the campaign started. Anyway, you guys have been working pretty hard. I mean, you've paid off a few months worth of payments on your ship. Had a couple of pretty dangerous adventures, for lack of a better term, jobs, if you wish. And yeah. Also, Dr. Velke, you had received a notice, a message while you were away at Epsilon 14 that you had a package arrived for you at Prospero's Dream. It is your much anticipated degree in your doctorate.
Wonderful.
Your doctorate in what was it? Xenoesotericism, wasn't it? Or was it
I do
mysticism?
believe so,
Yeah,
yes.
xenoesotericism. Right. So I suppose, well, I'll do it next time. I should add the doctor in front of your name now, officially. But
At long last, some credibility.
indeed. So you now are officially Dr. Bogdan Velke. I mean, not necessarily appropriately so, but at least officially so.
Not that kind of doctor.
Money can buy anything.
Yeah, perhaps the most often version of a doctor that has to use the phrase "not that kind of doctor," but that's perfect.
Mm.
And everybody got 125,000 credits to spend, so it wasn't
Correct.
like a small pittance or anything.
Well, considering
Oh.
you made like 40 some million credits on that last job, I mean,
45 million.
48 million or 47.5 million, something like that. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the 45 was the one part.
But yeah.
46.5.
So as you're docking with the station, the station news will pop up. You'll be able to kind of catch the broadcast to see what's going on. One of the first stories you will hear is that the Tempest Company mercenary group has, at least as far as the news is concerned, as far as the official word has gone, have eradicated the android terrorist cell that was behind the bombing of the icebox. Approximately 17 android sleeper units, whatever, have been detained and taken away for whatever kind of punishment will be due to them. And the people of the Prospero's Dream can rest easy knowing that this dangerous group has been swiftly dealt with, thanks to the wonderful leadership of Yandy and her friends, what would you call them? Her lackeys, I guess, but they wouldn't call them that, but you know what I mean. The Tempest Company mercenaries. Then the next bit that comes up on the news is that the Stratemeyer Syndicate has taken has captured a small fleet of Reedmar's freighters and is holding them for ransom. Yandy at this current time is refusing to pay any ransom, and tensions are high between the Teamsters local and the ruling Golyanova Ilbratva syndicate. Yandy, of course, is the leader of here on the station, due to this current tense situation. Of course, Reedmar and his Teamsters are demanding that Yandy pays the ransom so they can get their freighters back. But Yandy is refusing to negotiate this at the moment.
That was the Stratmeyer Syndicate, and it had, what was the name of the ships?
There was
It
no
was also
name.
like a Meyer.
No,
Yeah,
The Stratemeyer Syndicate is basically a rival unit the um, to the Teamsters Local 32819L. Stratemeyer Syndicate is not necessarily, they're not based on Prospero's Dream, but
right.
if you do a little bit of research into them, you'll see that yeah, they're another a criminal syndicate that's a rival to the sorry, they'd be more of a rival, sorry, to the Golyanova Ilbratva, um, and basically they're trying to corner the market on psychorax, and that's why they have taken this fleet of Reedmar's hostage.
Reedmar's, gotcha.
Yeah, Reedmar is the leader of well, he's the union rep, I should say, of the Teamster Local 32819L. You guys met him.
So,
He's the one who sent you on the drug run and ore run recently.
right.
Hmm.
Who was the one that came to inspected the ship and did the interviews? That wasn't Yandy specific. It was one of the lackeys, right?
Yeah, it was one of the lackeys of the mercenary company.
Very
I
good.
can't remember the name off the top of my head, but of course they were there. I mean, they do
Sure,
Yandy's
of
bidding. So
course.
the leader of the mercenaries here on the station, their commander is a man named Cutter.
Tempests.
Yeah, the Tempest Company mercenaries. So you managed to dock. I know, Monte, you were heading over to Heaven. You had arranged yourself an evening with a companion by the name of what was it?
Bob,
No, it was Saturn. What did we say?
Jam.
Blue,
Saturn Jam.
Jam,
That's right.
Saturn.
And as I'm getting like a Jessica cab over there or something,
Hmm.
can I text a contact with the Tempest company to just see what they're offering as far as jobs are at the moment?
Absolutely can. Yeah, why not? You can check in with them. You're currently rank 1, right? A rank 1 probie, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So let's see here. What's going? Um, Go ahead and roll me a 2d10 and individual numbers, please. I don't need the combined number. I want to know the two different numbers.
Perfect. A 10 and a 2.
Okay. So there's night cycle corridor guard duty available, making 2 rounds of the dream and dealing with any issues you come across. So those pay 1,000 credits. Um, and the other job that's currently available is a black box retrieval from a from KIA operator. What's KIA operator? KIA? Killed in action,
Killed
right?
in
Yeah.
action. Yeah.
Black box
Killed in
retrieval
action.
from a killed in action operator on the Calypse City Moon, which is a jump 3 range away from here. Requires an operative with surgery skill. That job pays 85,000 credits.
Very well. Thanks.
There's one more. Sorry, a third offer. There is a 200,000 credit bounty out for the return of the Teamsters that are currently being held hostage by the Stratemeyer Syndicate.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So those are the current jobs on offer from the Tempest company. But you have a date in the meantime, which I believe you've paid for in advance. Did we cover that, right?
Yes, and I already had made a roll on the stress.
Yeah, cool. And then you leveled up and reduced all your stress
Yeah,
anyway.
right.
Oh well.
Yeah, I had a
Oops.
good time.
Hey, why not? Enjoy yourself. You need to unwind. You guys have had a rough couple of weeks. What does everybody else want to do?
I think I says that I was going to visit Heaven as well.
Okay.
But I wanted to just, I'd already rolled for stress, but I wanted to go if we're visiting, if the others are visiting the tree. So I could maybe do it later, you know.
Yeah, you want to go
So,
to the farm first and
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'll whatever way you want to do it, I can just if there's any stressful situations come up, I can just add to whatever I
sure.
rolled. I think I
Sure.
knocked three off it or something.
So you're interested in going to the tree. And of course,
Yeah.
Velky, I'm sure you rush immediately to the mail center or whatever to collect your
Mm, most certainly, yes.
Oh,
I'm
and
going
new
to
doctorate.
I'm going to laminate it. I'm going to pin it to my uniform. Maybe put it to my wallet. I do not know. I'll decide between
it's quite,
probably those two.
it's probably quite big though, right? It's proper,
It's
3 foot by 2 foot or something, is it?
Well, it's a
yes,
good
right.
it's a certificate at least anyway.
Yes. So I laminate. I put on little bobby pin on my uniform so people see I'm doctor.
Okay. Nice.
Or fold up, put in
It's-
wallet. Either way.
oh,
A little hologram pop up.
congratulations,
That'd be
Doctor.
so much more convenient than a large cardstock diploma. But that's why I feel like it has to be a large cardstock diploma, right?
Every
Yeah.
every time he says the word doctor, it pops up. Boom, doctor.
Oh, you have to pay extra for that, and I didn't,
Right.
unfortunately.
What
I
about
had
sorry?
I had a T-shirt in my inventory. I had a T-shirt from the last time we visited that I bought in the market that I wanted to give 13. Um,
Oh right, yeah. What
we
was the
had bought it
t-shirt?
as a souvenir. I, I'd like to say that I can't remember what I said, what we said at the time, but I think could I have like an electric sheep on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
An electric sheep. So it just looks like a normal sheep, but it's got like a T100 glowing red eye.
Awesome.
Maybe it's got glow in the dark, that yellow or yellow green.
Yeah, that'd work as well. Yeah. With the red eye.
13 will wear it and nothing else.
Yes.
Very good. What about Nut? What would you like to do?
You know, these Teamster, I just wanted to check the job we did of
Are
getting the orb.
are you far away from your mic, or you sound kind of quiet?
No, I'm here. I'm right here. How's that?
Okay.
I'm
No,
just
now you're louder. Yeah, now you're louder.
yeah. So, we know that we did the job with the ore for the Teamster leader, correct?
Correct.
I mean, I'm interested in trying to see about helping get these Teamsters back. Just
Okay.
get some of my comrades back. So I'm interested if there's a way. If I wouldn't mind talking to that person if we could. Since we
13's
directly.
interested in taking some of the jobs that are missing because those people can't work.
Okay.
I see it, but there's money to be had.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like I said, the Tempest company is currently offering a reward for the rescue of those Teamsters, as I mentioned to Monte.
The union, yeah, the union is.
Who is blowing on their shit? Okay. Wow. That I'm having some serious volume issues today. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, What did I say it was? Yeah, it's a 200,000 credit bounty for the return of those Teamsters currently being held hostage. Um, of course,
Is that offered by the union, or
no, that's being offered by the Tempest Company.
okay?
The union couldn't afford to do that themselves per se, but
And
that's
where are they
basically.
being? Where are they?
Well, that's a good question.
No, but I mean, there wasn't a ship involved. They were members of a craft, or they're members of the
No,
They're on
it
a
was.
diff.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. We got volume issues. So for some reason, Mark is really quiet and everybody else is really loud. I don't know why.
Hmm.
I can adjust my.
Yeah, see if you
Hang on.
can adjust your volume, Mark, because
Yep.
I keep turning it up to hear you, and then every time John or Rusty says something, my ears are getting blown out. No offense to John and Rusty, it's not your fault, but just saying.
How's that? Is that better?
Way better.
Yep.
I'll whisper.
Yeah, I just maxed it. It's all
Cool.
good.
Yeah, so it was a small fleet of freighters. Yeah.
Right.
Um,
And so we have to. So they need to be found before they can be rescued. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's not like, they're being held at this address, So they just know that
Okay.
they've been captured and being held somewhere by the Stratemeyer Syndicate. Um, so yeah. Um,
I'm all for trying to follow up some leads on that one.
yeah. Well, you want to try to arrange a meeting with Reedmar?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, you can. Ooh, look at that. He's a very busy man, especially right now. However, he does have a small window of time. He could meet you at the Stellar Burn in 1 hour.
Perfect. I'll be there.
Did you say there was a bounty on those Teamsters?
There's a bounty on a black box, or yeah, there's a bounty on a black box to be pulled out from from a killed in action
There's
situation.
a 200,000 credit reward being offered for the return of the Teamsters by the Tempest Company. Yeah, as well.
But
Do
they're
we know
not looking.
how many people are there?
Well, they captured a small fleet, right?
It's a
So
small fleet, so I'm going to say maybe a dozen ships.
Wow.
Is that a big fleet?
No, I think a dozen is reasonable.
I think a dozen would be a fleet. A
Okay, so
small
let's
fleet would
say,
be like a fishing fleet, like 3 or 5 maybe.
all right, yeah, let's say
Yeah.
five ships then, and we'll say like 60 people
Yeah. Okay.
all told.
Irreplaceable.
but are they looking for just the Teamsters, or are they looking for the ships as well? I guess they're looking for everything. Maybe.
Well,
Back in good condition.
the reward is being offered just for the Teamsters.
Okay.
Of course, I'm sure if you talk to Reedmar, he wants those ships back too, because ships are not cheap.
When they get there, 13 is going to go through his contact, the inspector that came to the ship, to let him know that he has returned to the station,
Mm-hmm.
in a voluntary fashion to let him know that that he's come back on the station. He's not part of this clandestine movement, and it needs anything or she needs anything, he's available.
Very good. Yeah, you get a response back to say the Android terrorists have been taken care of. We appreciate your cooperation, Android 13, but your name and reputation is in the clear.
And then he will prepare his bonsai tree, clean it all up, and prepare to visit the church.
Okay. Very good. So Halifax has gone to heaven with Saturn Jam. Velky has collected his mail. Nut has a meeting in 1 hour with Reedmar, and Dr. Albright, you're going to the farm. Yeah, immediate right away because you wanted to go to
Yeah.
meet with
I
somebody
need
in the
to
church. Yeah.
find out stuff about fruit.
Right. Okay. Got it. Now, so 13, you wanted to go to the church as well, you said, yeah?
Correct.
Perhaps you want to go with Dr. Albright?
That's fine.
I
Is
could
that all
also
right?
join if timing is correct. Velky loves those freaky
Sure.
tree worshippers.
Yeah, absolutely. So just for order of time, we'll go with you three first. Going to the church, the farm. Do I still have that on here somewhere? Yes. Boom, the farm. So yeah, when you arrive at the farm, you go through the. Let me pull up the right page here. Oh, hey, look at that! I got a page reference right on the image. Hey. Um, so yeah, you go through the sunlit chapel known as the sanctuary. Um, and then there's the sun market, which is the farmers market. It's quite busy. There's all kinds of fruits, vegetables, drugs, arts and crafts, etc., being sold. Hundreds of shoppers here. Um,
I assume that the drug lab isn't. They're not advertising where that is, are they?
no, no. That's a good point. Yeah, the drug lab, seed vault, you don't have access to those areas.
Okay.
Yeah, you wanted to how do you want to do this? Who do you want to talk to?
Whoever our
Keep-
representative was initially that did that we secured the drugs for first would probably
That
be.
was the guy from the Teamsters local that Newt is meeting in heaven, right around the same time you arrived at the farm.
I would say that it would just be the highest level person we have access to then.
Okay.
Can we talk to Uko?
Roll a d10 for me, Bob.
Okay. So I think it's safe to say that that would be probably the first person that Velky would ask for. Like very matter of fact, as though that they were friends.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, D10's coming up with a 6. Doesn't sound good enough.
A 6.
It's not too high, not too low. I don't like
As
it.
it turns out, you ask after Uko. And I have Uko here.
Respectfully,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, part of me, I would like to avail, like an audience with the High Gardener, if we could, please.
Slip him right in there since we don't have a sixth player currently. There's Uko. Uko is currently tending to the Aarnivalkea. So, yes, you could, if you wish, go speak to him. As you wanted to see the tree as well anyway, right? So, which
Do
is
love
what
the
the
tree.
Aarnivalkea is, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Hmm.
Oh dang! So are we like going out into the big?
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's there's a small artificial island in the center of this giant man-made lake. And the huge tree is there. Are you carrying your bonsai with you, 13?
Yep.
You would also probably at this point realize that 13's bonsai is like a miniature replication of the Aarnivalkea.
Oh, that's incredibly interesting. 13. Where did you get this?
All of the ship servitors have been maintaining this tree since the beginning.
Is it intentional to make it just like a big tree here?
13 will give him his most sardonic look he can. Of course not. It's a complete coincidence.
When we are availed of some time, 13, I must investigate this similarity.
Indeed.
are we inside the dome
Yes,
now?
you are, and I assume they probably have some kind of like little boats, to take you across over to the island the tree is on, where
Have a
Uko is
representative from the
tending to.
church with us?
Yeah, there'd be somebody. I mean, they're not going to just say, "Oh, yeah, here's a boat. Go head over to the tree by yourself." I'm sure they'd be kind of. It's a secure area, So there would be other um, church members here with you. Other what are they called? Um, gardener monks.
Does the tree bear fruit?
There are. Oh, by the way, sorry. In order to get access to here, you have to pay 5,000 credits each.
Of course.
So deduct that from your funds.
Oh,
Sure.
That's required. Unless you're a gardener monk yourself, you cannot come in see the tree without donating 5,000 credits to the
Oh,
church.
okay.
are the androids servitors gardeners? Are they honorary gardeners?
No,
Okay.
they're not. And there are currently 9 of these gardener monks also swimming in the lake currently. But um, one will take you out on this. We'll call it a raft, but it's not really a raft, But take
Do
you
the
out
ones
over to the.
do the ones swimming seem to be having any kind of like genuine religious and or mystic experiences? Are they like glowing? Is there something cool to notice there?
um, they're not glowing or anything. Like I don't know why when you said that I was
Right.
thinking of Cocoon.
It would be too obvious for them
that
to
whole
be
swimming
glowing.
sequence in
But
Cocoon.
there are tentacles.
Yeah.
But they do have looks of rapturous joy on their faces. They're swimming in this lake around the tree.
Hmm.
So perhaps it is some sort of religious experience in a sense, swimming in the waters that give life to the tree.
Hmm.
The gardener monk who is guiding you across the lake is silent.
So, gardener monk of the great tree,
He looks at you.
is there still a Captain Harcourt here? He may have been an abbot by now, Abbot Harcourt.
He shakes his head.
You don't know, or he is not here anymore.
He nods.
Nod once for yes, he is here. Nod 2 times that he is not.
He gets a little smirk on his face, which he quickly tries to wipe away, and says, Abbot Harcourt is no longer present on the station.
That is a shame.
Is this some friend of yours, 13?
He was the first captain of the ship.
Oh, interesting. It joined the flock here at the Solarian Church?
Some 80, 90 years ago.
Huh.
Abbot
Interesting.
Harcourt has reached a higher calling.
Indeed.
And
Wait, how old was he when he left the ship?
makes a religious
10
symbol,
years old?
whatever the evangelical Solarian church's sign of the cross kind of would be. What would be a good one for a Solarian church? I guess maybe kind of raising his hands up and looking up at the sky, like praising the sun.
You mentioned they've got religious markings on their foreheads, maybe like a pointer finger up to that marking and like circling it.
Did I mention that?
Maybe they put their hands up like that crazy Pan's Labyrinth monster.
You're talking about jazz hands, my friend, I believe.
Exactly.
Where there's no
Jazz.
eyeballs in the palms of the hand, it's just jazz hands.
No,
It feels jazz.
yeah, no, I imagine it's just more like a praise the sun kind of gesture, like raising your hands
That's
towards
also
the
good.
sky and, maybe a little bit of jazz hands as you raise your hands to the sky, but,
Very good. And then 13 will follow suit with jazz hands.
Felky will also do that,
No,
also with more jazz hands.
Dr. Albright will just look embarrassed.
And then you arrive at the island and you will see Uko there attending to the tree in silence.
Uh-huh. Do I get the vibe that we're also supposed to be silent? Or
Well, you have been by far the loudest people here. In fact, aside from the few words spoken from um, your gardener monk attendant, you're the only people that have been making any noise in this area. So aside from the occasional splash of the swimmers, but
13 will boldly stride up and set the
Now, are you
bonsai
still? You're
down.
just wearing this T-shirt and nothing else, yeah?
No, he put on clothes. He put
Oh,
on
okay.
clothes.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, what an image.
Yeah, on the ship he wears clothes.
Okay,
He doesn't wear clothes.
gotcha.
He got regular uniform on.
Okay, so you stride up to Uko, and he
Goes around the front and then sets the bonsai tree down in a reasonable place, not directly in front of him.
mhm. That catches his
And then
attention. He kind of
he'll
glances
just wait.
over at it, and he smiles.
13 will then raise that little UV light that he had in his pocket to his forehead and illuminate the sun that's around the 13 when you put it to UV.
And then he smiles more, and he like kind of gives you a nod, and makes the Solarian praise the sun gesture again.
Oh, jazz hands. And then he will step back.
Hello, High Gardener Uko. I brought more of my friends this time. Hello. That is 13. He's the
says,
servitor for our ship.
"It's rare to meet an android who is a member of the church."
I think we were all surprised by that. 13, I think we were all surprised by that. Why so many surprises?
Life is full of surprises. Jazz hands.
He talks like that all the time, High Gardener Uko. So I honestly don't know what to tell you.
Is this your first time seeing the Aarnivalkea in person?
Almost certainly, yes, it is. I do not know. 13, have you been to see the Aarnivalkea in person?
Oh, I am sure that all of the various series have been here before. This is my first time.
It's also my first time.
Well, welcome. Glorious, isn't it?
Indeed.
Most certainly.
It's the first tree ever grown here on the Dream. It's over 100 years old. Actually, no,
It's
it's
big.
probably more than that, right? It's probably a couple 100 years old.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Did-
The bonsai is 100 years old.
Right, yeah. So
Did you say there was fruit on it? Couldn't.
yes, there is fruit
Okay.
growing on it.
It's not being cultivated, or it's not. Is there any sign of how it's collected?
It's not
Or,
being cultivated at the moment.
ask. I guess I'd ask Uko about the fruit and whether it's used for anything in particular. I
Oh,
imagine it's a sacred fruit.
it's edible, but relatively tasteless. The fruit is also sterile. There is only one Aarnivalkea and will remain only one Aarnivalkea.
But do you use it for anything?
He smiles and says, "No, we harvest it when it needs to be harvested for the health of the tree. And will sometimes distribute some of it to the poor on the station so that they have something to eat. Tasteless though it may be, at least something is better than nothing."
Hmm. Is that something that could purchase from you, or taste
Hmm.
ourselves?
Hmm. Here, he reaches up, he pulls one off, tosses it to you. It's let me think, what
Thank you
color
very
would it
much.
be? It looks kind of similar to, in color, it looks similar to an orange. But the flesh is more like an apple.
Okay. Um, guess I maybe take a knife out. Do I have a knife? I don't know.
Sure, if you,
And
I mean, you're a doctor, you might have a scalpel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's true. Yes, scalpel. I'll use
Oh,
my
please,
scalpel to take a slice and taste it.
Doctor, I'd also love a slice of this magic fruit.
Oh, there you go, Dr. Velke. Help yourself.
Thank you, Doctor. Velky will take a slice and eat that slice of the magic fruit.
Enjoy the fruit of the Aarnivalkea, and may the blessings of the sun be upon you.
And also with you, High Gardener.
Also with you.
Guys, hands.
I will place the rest of it in whatever packet in my bag. Man bag. I imagine that Dr. Albright has some sort of a man bag to carry stuff around.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Absolutely. Let me see here. He says, is there anything else that I can do for you on your visit? You've all made your donation, I'm sure.
Indeed,
Yes.
we are here on a bit of business, but I don't believe we will be conducting the business with you, but more likely one of your associates.
You have heard of the tensions going on currently between the Novos and the local 32819L.
Indeed,
The Solarian Church is neutral, of course,
as are we.
but the damage done to this relationship between the Novos and the Teamsters is, it doesn't bode well for anyone on the Dream. And if the Dream suffers, the church suffers. The church suffers, the tree suffers, and, well, and we all suffer.
Indeed, we're looking to do our part to fill in the labor gap, as it were. Delivery, couriers, in that context.
For that, you'd have to speak to Reedmar.
Exactly. Yeah, that's we were paying our respects and heading to Reedmar.
I see. It would be of great benefit to us if some kind of a deal could be negotiated between the two sides. Yandi, I understand, does not wish to pay the ransom demands made by the Stratemeyer Syndicate. Of course, Reedmar is beside himself in frustration over this. Those are his people and his ships,
Do
after
we
all.
know how much they're asking?
For the
The ransom?
bounty, the ransom.
Be
Well,
careful, we're all very rich, Ian. If you don't name the right price, we're just gonna pay it.
no. I'm trying to do some calculations in my head here, real quick. You're talking about 5 ships and 60 individuals. I believe the ransom is currently being asked at 100 million credits.
That's a lot.
Of course, as with all terrorists, once they get a taste, they're just going to keep coming back. So this isn't truly a ransom. This is a negotiation that you can expect to pay on a routine basis.
Well, if you can make peace between the local and the Novos here on the Dream, I would be very grateful.
13, you're a great negotiator. Why don't we just throw you at him, you know?
Indeed.
13 does all of our negotiations and is absolutely top notch.
We will look into it, High Gardener.
Why are you wearing that on your chest? He says to Velky, pointing at your
I'm sorry?
laminated certificate that's
Oh,
pinned to your uniform.
these are my credentials. The alternative is to fold it up and put it in my wallet, but I just got it and kind of want to try out both options. So people know that I'm a doctor, which was an issue for a long time because I've been a doctor the whole time, but some people they do not believe. So you take your, certification.
It's dated
Yeah.
for last week.
Very new, yes.
I see. Congratulations.
Thank you, High Gardner. And while we are here and we have an audience, you mentioned last time perhaps the the people who you have taken an interest might be in need of a replacement set of filters for their oxygen scrubbers.
Oh yes, the poor souls down in the choke. Yes, they do
Right.
suffer horribly, and the filters do not get enough regular maintenance.
Well, I personally am continuing to attempt to leverage my friends here, my colleagues, to take some time out of our busy schedule to attend to that issue. But if you had the manpower to improve the situation there, replace those filters, what kind of donation would fund that kind of endeavor if I wasn't able to see to it personally with myself and my colleagues?
You asked me how much they pay for people to go down there and scrub the filters. Let me see.
How
Mm.
much dirty
I
lucre
think
does it cost?
replace. We had talked about replacement there being somewhere like new filters would be somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't remember.
Neither do I, and I don't remember where that is. I gotta look it up.
Let's just say free.
I don't remember if we were talking about in the neighborhood of like the hundreds of thousands or the like low millions, but I feel like it was one of those two neighborhoods.
I don't think it's in the millions, for sure. Shit,
Mm,
where the fuck
dope.
Oh.
was that?
I want to say it was. I want to say it was 50,000.
Could be.
I want to say it was 50,000 for the filter,
I'm
and it would
looking.
last for a period of time, and then have to be maintained again.
Right.
Okay, this is where you go to change the filters, etc. Yeah, if a filter has been brought, you can replace it in about an hour. Where was the whole bit about that actual
While
job?
he's mulling that over, High Gardener, I had
Don't
had
ask me more questions while I'm trying to look something up.
I know the illusion is very, very good, but all the other characters besides us are all in. Unfortunately.
Exactly. Where was that? That whole bit about always looking for public defenders, blah 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 blah.
I looked in my copy of the book. It was 50,000.
It's not here.
Completely ignores it. It keeps looking.
You've
I
tried
could
to
just
make that roll a
mute
few
you
times.
all, couldn't I? I could just do that. There we go. That'll help a little bit. It's funny because I do remember that coming up, but I can't remember what section that was in the book, and I'm not finding it.
Is it in the courts?
No, it wouldn't have anything to do with the courts, I don't think. It would have been, I thought maybe if he was offering the job, it would have been in the church section, but I don't see it in there. Or the farm, sorry. Here's, okay, Solarians believe, this is their beliefs, etc. Oh yeah, anyone can become a member of Invictus Soul by accepting a bindi burned into their skull called the Sunspot, and growing and maintaining a small garden in their own home. Like here's the section that talks about actually changing how to change the filters or what needs to be done. But damned if I could find a section about how much they pay for it. It's not in with the mercenary company jobs, is it? Because that's got all kinds of jobs and how much they pay on it, but I don't see anything about changing filters there, do I? No. Retrieving subjects from the choke. How bizarre. Well, yes, the filter job has been taken care of and is not currently available. However, if you check back,
Oh,
how long does that last? Yeah, if you check back in a month, I'm sure it'll be ready to. Oh wait, hold on, no, that lasts that many times. So if you come back in a few months, I'm sure we'll need another filter changed.
okay. Well, whatever I can do to be helpful, High Gardener Uko. I think I'm not sure I made it abundantly clear last time on our visit, but I would give anything for a little bit more access to the history of the Solarian Church and its background. You see, and Velki gestures to his huge diploma pinned on his onesie. It's like it is very interesting to me as an area of study, and being as I have not come across any other organizations of your ilk in our travels so far, I would like to avail myself and my skills to what groups that we have found, namely yours.
I see. Well, if we have any need of your specialty, and he kind of looks at your diploma. It's xenoesotericism, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, if we have any needs of a specialist in xenoesotericism, we will be sure to contact you, Dr. Velke. You wish to become a member of the church?
Still mulling that over, but being able to access more about your history and background would perhaps help with that decision. You see, I'm supposed to be studying all forms of xenoesotericism with small, dabbling into just general mysticism.
Well,
But no, always in my mind.
Invictus Soul has nothing to do with xenoesotericism. It's the oldest human religion of all, after all.
This is true. This is true.
If you wish to experience or to see some more of what Invictus Soul is all about, perhaps you should practice some solar astrology, perhaps some sunbathing meditation. How's your training in agriculture and hydroponics?
Well, there's so many different types of science that sometimes it's hard to get around to all of it, Now, if you want to talk geology, which in a way is in that sphere, in some ways is not in that sphere, in other ways maybe is. I can talk geology most day.
I'm interested in chemistry. Is it possible to speak to someone about the production systems that you have in place here?
Which production systems do you mean? We
Um,
grow all kinds of things here at the farm. Perhaps you would like to help us by distributing seeds to the poor.
that's certainly something we could help with. I was thinking more of your maybe your drug production?
Ah, Yandy sent you, didn't she? He gestures for the Solarian gardener monk to approach, the one who brought you over on the raft. And he says, Mongo, our guests have finished their visit and are ready to depart now.
Yandy didn't send me at all. It's personal curiosity.
Gardner, forgive his zeal. He's a scientist and unaccustomed with social graces. We truly have not been sent by Yandi. We just recently arrived, and it is abject curiosity which drives him.
Regardless of your motivations and your reasons, the production is a highly guarded secret and
Of course,
one of the very few bargaining chips that keeps the Novos off of our back.
Ah,
no
yeah.
insult was intended.
My apologies, Yuko. I didn't realize that.
May the light of the sun guide you on your path.
Jazz hands.
Feel free to visit again sometime.
And you.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands. Oh.
Well, I think that went incredibly well.
Certainly will collect his tree.
Could have potentially been worse, I guess. Yeah.
Well, in a couple months, I can replace the filters, and then, boy, hot dog, we will be on the case.
Now,
But he's
while
just kicking us
that
out of
was
the tree,
all-
though, right?
While that was all going on, and as the gardener monk hustles you back onto the raft to depart the dome, simultaneously, Svalbard, man, I can't speak. Svalbard, you were meeting with Reedmar, so I can take the
Reedmar.
farm off of here. We don't need that currently. I'll get rid of Uka Uka. There is Reedmar himself, and I think I also have a Stellar Burn one here somewhere. Yes. On to the Stellar Burn.
Mhm.
And again, I'll move Reedmar over here because it just seems to make sense. Ooh, it's a bit much. Yeah, good enough. So Reedmar is never late, so he's already there by the time you arrive, Nut. Sitting, having a drink. A couple of other Teamsters are there drinking with him, and as he sees you walk into the Stellar Burn, he say something to them, and they'll get up and move on to another table, leaving him alone.
I give him the handshake.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him here in the bar, I can't remember the name of the bartender, but we've met him a couple of
Sam, was it? Or I think it was Sam. Sam's
Yeah,
bar, is that?
yeah. I asked him. I was like, I apologize. I can't remember your name, but I've tipped you heavily in the past. Anyways, I'll have one of those whiskeys, and I'll buy a whiskey, and for Reedmar too, if he's having.
Okay. Yeah, just a
Yep.
straight up whiskey, 2 whiskeys. That'll be 20 credits, no problem. Yeah, he'll give you a couple of whiskeys and.
Well, we got your ore back for you. I say to him.
Yes,
We were happy to get that ore back. It was. Go ahead.
I've heard the news that there's some trouble at Epsilon 14.
Was trouble. We were the ones that ran headfirst into it, but we handled it. I've got a great bunch of colleagues. As you know, we made it out of there, no matter the trouble. And we got the ore back.
I've been informed that production will be stalled for some time, and that they won't be needing any more shipments of Psycho-Rex either for some time. What happened?
Oh.
I mean, it was a
Oh,
small, customer, but at the same time, every
yeah.
customer is important.
Yeah, they had a vermin problem,
Hmm. And you took care of
which
it.
we took care of. Yeah, it's
Why,
funny
why,
how
why is the station shut down then?
that it might be because there's a shortage of workers. They
He raises an
unfortunately,
eyebrow. What?
yeah. The vermin. I mean, we're talking big vermin. Anyways, there was an infestation that had to be removed. Unfortunately, some of the people working there, some of whom were, I'm sure, dues-paying union members, came out the wrong side of the confrontation with the vermin. So, but
My
at
goodness.
least it was
Is
dealt
is
with.
is Sonia okay? She's a friend of mine.
Sonia, mm, let's just say she won't be dancing and clapping her hands too much over the coming months, but she's gonna make it.
Well, this is
Yeah,
this is ill news.
it it is, but it could have been a lot worse. So, which is, it could have been that that place would have been forever infested, and if it's a delay, that's unfortunate, but I'm sure it'll be back producing, and hey, you'll have more dues paying members there who'll need their Psycho-Rex, new customers.
Do you
It'll
know
work.
anything about what happened to the Heracles? The company is very upset about their missing ship and their
What?
scientist who was apparently present at Epsilon 14. It's
I I
there,
have a
there
feeling he must have moved on by
there's a
the
reward
got there.
being offered for the return of both the doctor and his ship.
Oh. Well, if we would have come across him, sure, we would have been keen to claim that, but no, sadly, no, he must have moved on by that point.
Well, whatever happened to it, I'm sure they'll figure it out. They have more resources than the gods themselves.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they've got that. Now, I hear you've got another problem.
I've got
That the
many problems,
Novos
my
are
friend, but
going,
yes.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Lots of problems, but I know that some of our comrades are being held for ransom in a
Hmm.
small fleet, and the Novos are not playing very nice and not being sympathetic to saving the fine people of the Union. Um, but I hear that there is a reward to try to bring them back somehow, and I just wanted to know what you know about their predicament because, brother, comrade, I'm sympathetic. How can I help?
He slams his fist on the table. He says, "It's the damn Yandy and her pride. She claims that it's not worth the 100 million credits to bring back these ships and these people. But, well, if I'm being honest with you, I think she's letting this all play out to see how things turn. If the Stratemeyer Syndicate proves themselves strong enough, she may just replace our local with them.
Oh, that's not good.
She may be trying to strike some kind of a bargain with them. The, she refuses to mount any kind of a rescue mission or pay the ransom, but yet they'll offer a what is it, a 200,000 credit bounty for the return of 5 ships and 60 of my people. Ridiculous.
Paltry. Yeah. Compare it to the ransom. Yes. Understood. But what's to be done? What's the way how do you foresee getting them back? What's the way forward? I mean, this has got to be about saving face, right? For the union. I mean,
I have a meeting with her in another couple of hours again, but I'm going to continue to try to negotiate with her and see if I can get her to do something about this. In the meantime, well, what I
You're
really need to
tired.
know, what I really need to know is the location of the Stratemeyer Syndicate hideout where the fleet is being held hostage.
Oh, okay.
I'm unfortunately
Well,
rather
maybe.
short on ships right now myself, and the Tempest Company
Oh,
isn't going to help.
well, I can talk to my colleagues about it. And what kind of, we have some bills to pay. But we're keen to help. What kind of reward are my comrades offering?
Well, if you can give me the location of their hideout, I could pay you 50,000 credits.
Now, is this hideout, you're saying it's off base or it's somewhere within the base? Is it somewhere here?
Oh, no, the Stratemeyer Syndicate isn't here. Geez, if
It's,
my people were here, I could just go find them myself, but
yeah.
I was out in the
Okay.
black
That's a
somewhere.
big,
I mean, I could give you
okay.
the last known location of the fleet when they were uh,
Sure. Here's,
hijacked or whatever you want to call it. But
I give them my communications details. Happy to. Well, listen, here's my details. I'm going to talk to my colleagues. If everybody is in agreement to try to find it out, then I'll let you know. Also, if you can let me know how the meeting with the Novo commander goes, maybe that will let us know a little bit more about what we need to do
you don't
to
have
right
any
this.
you don't have any soldiers on your crew, do you?
No, sadly. Used to.
It's a
They
shame.
also they also had a vermin
I'm
encounter
also
that didn't
looking
go
for
very
some
well.
protection during these negotiations, but
Oh,
well, if you do know anyone, send them my way. I'm willing to pay up to 100,000 credits for protection during the negotiations, but I'd need to
oh,
know real
mm,
soon.
right. Oh, okay. Well, listen. If you give me enough time to get back, I'll have a chat with my colleagues and I'll let you know right away
I'll tell you the
whether
same
we
thing
can.
I've been telling all of our people. If something happens to me in the very near future during these negotiations, well, you'll know who's responsible.
Mm, noted.
Like I
All
said,
right.
I think
Well,
she's looking to replace me and us.
hmm, yeah, we can't let that happen. Listen, I get up, I give him the handshake, and I send him another drink over. Looks like he needs it, and then I head out, and also flip like 50 credits to the bartender.
Cool.
I
Very good.
go, and I head back to the chip.
Okay. No problem. And
Yeah, so I guess I meet them back there. Is that where
sure.
is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you go back to ship,
Hey,
were you guys
how's your
headed back to the
visit to
ship as well?
Spark?
I'm still at heaven.
Yeah, I know you're still
Oh.
having.
How was your
And
picnic under the tree, guys?
It
was
was
good.
fruitful.
Oh,
Well, yes, I would say that it was fruitful, and we gained a decent amount of information. Yes.
they're a bit sensitive about their drug operation.
Yes, we've learned about that most certainly. We should not mention it at all moving forward because they are very sensitive about it.
well, it seems
Um,
like our friends in the union are our friend is under some threat here, I believe, or their status is. And I'm just wondering if you guys want to help find out where the headquarters of what is it called? The syndicate?
Stratemeyer Syndicate.
Ian? Stratemeyer Syndicate.
The Stratemeyer Syndicate.
They're looking for its location. Not a lot of money, but there's more money if you guys want to be his bodyguard in his upcoming meeting in a couple of hours with the boss.
Bodyguard. I don't have the skills to be useful in that department at all.
I don't know, Doctor. You're pretty useful with a laser cutter.
That is
Well,
true.
that was your standard run-of-the-mill scientific frenzy. I was so excited about this new alien creature and how much money, frankly, it was going to make us. Fighting against a humanoid person with, political machinations. I wouldn't be able to access the same kind of pure state.
If we just dressed in black, maybe, and got some sunglasses or something, we could. Because like in clubs, it's always the little bouncer that you have to be worried about.
True story.
He's got skills, So we could be the little bouncers.
I'm sorry, that's great. Okay, Doctor, you are implying the plan should be we through the use of costuming intimidate these people. Okay.
Fake it till you make it.
Okay.
That's what I've got.
Perhaps we aren't the best useful people for this adventure, but certainly there are some among our crew that are strong and can shoot weapons, right?
Maybe we can just choreograph a dance move.
Oh, yes. I'm sure the pageantry of a dance number would leave them jaws on floor, hands fumbling sweatily.
They drop their weapon.
Yes, of course.
It was just an idea.
No, it's great. I'm the one that just became real doctor. This is good. Good stuff. I, for one, am very open to the idea of exploring some dubiously mapped areas of space for secret hideout, ancient relic, long lost space deity, whatever.
May I suggest that we secure some mundane travel, courier, delivery, and then while we're en route, when we get to where we're going, we can inquire more and then go from there. That way we get paid to go from place to place instead of just wandering about aimlessly.
Is there any way of finding out just a general direction?
Well, he has the last. Reedmar said
Okay.
He'll send me the last known location, which we can follow. But I mean, look, it seems like every time we go out looking for something, we find a ship that we end up selling. So,
Yes, I'm going to point out that we are accomplished scrappers.
There are at least
anyways,
there are at least 6 ships.
Are we back on the ship? Or are we?
Yeah, you guys are on the ship at the moment. Monte's still
away.
enjoying Saturn.
So 13's going to put in the order.
You guys have only been here for a handful of hours, It's
right. 13's going to put in the order for the medical supplies.
Okay.
For the psycho-rack and the 2 exosuits.
Right, the standing order of psycho-racks, it was like mostly, I think it was like laboratory equipment stuff, and it's backup laboratory equipment. It wasn't like a priority order, but yeah, they were looking for some extra things. And then the exosuit and the lab equipment you would have to buy. It's going to be.
They only wanted 1 exosuit, but I figured it would go along with it 2.
Okay. So if you want to get 2, that's going to be 80,000 credits, I believe. I think they're 40,000 credits a piece.
All right.
And the lab equipment is going to run another 40,000, so 120,000 credits total.
And that's not including.
And it's going to take some time. You're not going to get it right away. It's going to.
Of course.
It's going to take a couple of days for all that to be gathered up.
They were asking for enough psycho racks to last them the quarter, so I figured we'd give them a quarter and a bump.
Sounds smart to me.
Yeah. Sure.
So let's prepare for this corridor work, and also to find the secret base.
Okay, so I'm going to contact Reedmar if everybody's in agreement, and get him to send me the location, last known location, and also tell him that unfortunately, since we don't have any Marines left on board, that we can't help him out on the
So you send him like
protector.
a text message essentially type thing or something, right? And
Yeah.
With a
you
photo
get
of the two doctors on the crew, like, sorry, we just can't. Look what we have. We have nothing.
That's right.
You get a
I
reply back
sure
pretty
did not.
quickly. Says you get a reply back pretty quickly. Here's the last known coordinates of the fleet, and he says it's a shame about the lack of security personnel, but I totally understand. If you don't ever see me again, you'll know why.
Jesus, that's
He's
so
a real
dire.
he's a real cheery bastard.
Can I
So what-
discreetly ask him who I should contact if horribly nobody he wasn't here when we got back? Who would I contact?
You don't need to ask him that. You'd be able to. I mean, you're a local member anyway. You'd be notified if somebody new was put in charge. So
God, I hope he doesn't die.
13 is going to do an extensive search. He's going to start the parameters. He's going to use whatever cameras he can link into for facial recognition, and see if he can find somebody who reasonably resembles Reedmar.
okay,
So that he can establish, if it works out, it could clean him up and have him as a stand-in body double. If he can't have bodyguards, perhaps he could have a stand-in to take the bullet.
the problem with that is that Yandy and Reedmar are very familiar with one another. So you'd have to find somebody who is almost like an identical twin to trick her. You know. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can we have one made? No.
Actually, possibly. I mean, it's possible. They do make. They do
So-
make. What do you call those things? They
Ornate-
make vat grown sleeves over at the icebox, don't they? Was it the
What does that
icebox?
cost?
Yeah,
Was
they're
it the
pretty
icebox where they
expensive.
did that? Yeah, the
Reedmar's the
cryo
guy we need to talk to about the drugs, right?
Reedmar's the guy who paid you for the drugs. Yeah, the guy you just talked to was Uka Uka.
Who do we need to go to place the order for the psychoracks to take to the Muto station?
Reedmar handles the shipments and stuff, so yeah, that would be Uka Uka. Because he's the head gardener and the church produces the drugs.
But he actually handles logistics, or he's got an underling that
No,
does
logistics are handled by Reedmar.
that. Okay, so to place the order of psychoracks, we got to go through Reedmar.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Well, then perhaps we should at least attend to his meeting with him so that he does not die. Because I'm with you, 13. This, supplying and courier work seems to be a good, solid gig to make sure we have cash coming in and can kind of work on these more extravagant projects without, getting behind on our bills, being hunted down, flayed, whatever.
So the idea here is that Reedmar's meeting with Yandi, and he expects to get killed in the process.
Yeah, his meeting is in like 30 minutes too. It's not likely that you're gonna catch up with him in time, unless he delays the meeting.
Right. So we've got just enough time to meet him at the meeting, or we've got to
Because
wait until
he
he's
had the
done with
meeting in about 2
place.
hours at the time when he met with Nut. Another hour probably has at least an hour, more than an hour has probably passed since then. So
Yeah, I just text him. Let us know how it goes.
okay, all right. Let's take a bio break.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we'll say you guys are all pretty tired and stuff anyway, so you probably need to get a little bit of rest, and that way we can bring Monte back in with the whole crew in the morning, and you can find
Yeah,
out if Reedmar survived or not.
Monte has an idea like before meeting up with them.
Excellent. Break time. I don't like keeping somebody on the sidelines for too long either. That's always kind of a.
I just want to get like some surgery probably while I'm here. Some slots or something.
Surgery.
Oh, some cybernetic stuff, yeah.
That's cool.
That's what Monty's gonna be doing when he gets back, or
Our team
attempting
could use
to.
the practice with surgery.
Yeah, I think he's talking about cybernetics surgery, though. You didn't take cybernetics, did you?
No, but it's all about the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
The rules, I think, address which ones are helpful. We need to have the gear anyway. Also, I think with 20 strength now, maybe it'd be worthwhile for me to get some cybernetics. Yeah.
Nice.
I've been leveling it up 3 every time I level up.
And the other thing, Monty, just if you want to think about it in the meantime, Ian.
What did you start off with? Hold on a second. Sorry, Rusty.
14.
Whew, okay. Yeah, Rusty, go ahead.
You were talking about if I wanted to like spend money at a dojo, I could get better at like gunnery, right? Like hours and money.
Yeah,
could
there's
equal
some rules.
skills.
There's some rules on that, I think, if I recall correctly, or if not, we could come up with some.
Okay. That's what I'd be looking into. Also, just
Very cool. It's funny, Barry's comment about the little bouncer being the one to look out for. The most dangerous bouncer I've ever met. I worked in a nightclub in Detroit back in 1995. Was this little 5 foot nothing chick, skinny punk rock chick with a mohawk. She was a fucking badass. I saw her
Hell yeah.
take out a fucking dude. It was like a 6'6" linebacker once. It was terrifying.
Hell yeah, sign me up. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm 5'8". I've done all kinds of personal security and bouncing.
Yep. I mean,
Word.
look at a pit bull, right? Pit bull terrier is not a very, a pit bull is not a very big dog anyway, but they're fucking, or bulldogs too, for that matter, right? They're trained to fucking deal.
Yeah, when you get a
big-ass
situation
bulls.
where they're drunk and I'm sober and they've got what they got and I've got, 35 years of judo, it doesn't typically go well for them.
Well, that Mohawk bouncer chick, she wasn't even fucking 35 years old, but I think she just had fucking, I don't know. She had mean blood.
she grew up with a bunch of brothers.
When I'd run into people that had fighting skills but couldn't fight, it always came down to the fortitude to push through. When you're choking somebody out,
Yeah.
and you're listening to them gurgle and they're twitching, it's not like all heroic and shit. You feel bad. You're like, oh,
Right.
you don't want to, and then if you go too far, then they're dead. So it's quite a
commitment.
thing. Yeah, that you have to have full commitment. If you have full commitment, that'll get you through almost everything.
You got your blood chokes, and then you got your air chokes.
Yep. That's what I would tell people whenever we get, they wanted to actually tussle. I'd say, watch my eyes because I'm not going to deviate, and I would look right at their nuts. And I'm taking them. I'm going to rip them off, and I'm going to throw them across the room. What? And I move a little closer. What? Yeah, they're mine. And he said, whoa, 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 whoa. He said, nope, it's done. It's a done deal. All right. I'm done. I give up. If you don't make eye contact, you pick a point. That thumb is mine. I'm taking that thumb off.
No small joint manipulation.
Yep. Ear, Your ear, your thumb, or your nuts. I'm taking one of them. Take your pick.
Jesus Christ, that's not a
Yeah,
hard
people
pick.
forget
Oh,
about that.
man.
My
You
favorite's
can
always
take an ear.
Yeah,
Forget about that.
exactly.
Kimura. I love
Exactly.
just doing the Kimura.
8 pounds of pressure will remove an ear from the side of the head.
Yep.
You just gotta tear the skin off.
You just get it.
No, I just had 14 years of hockey. So,
That's brutal too.
oh, it's holy fuck. I mean, you play junior hockey, I played junior hockey, which is the level below the NHL, right? Like, and it's like college football, I guess, in the States. And man, it's rough. I mean, I think back now about my late teens playing hockey, and I think, what in the hell were we doing? Right?
Another fucking frigid, frosty night in Dublin. Whew.
It's fucking 46 degrees right now here.
I wish it was 46 degrees here.
Oh, it's 46 degrees in Nashville too.
Yeah, but I'm in South Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's 3 Celsius in Fahrenheit? That's what it is here, which is not bad.
Hold on a second. That'd be about 38 Fahrenheit.
Yeah. For Canada, that ain't bad this time of year.
Yeah, it's still a little bit less than that right now here, but not sure. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably about 34.
Hmm.
34. It might be down to freezing now, actually. I'm not sure, but
Hmm.
parts of the country are going to get as low as -4 degrees Celsius today. So
Oh, dang.
Funny, when I was 13 years old, we switched from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So,
so you kind of
Huh.
learned a little
so
bit
it's
of
like
both,
I
yeah.
still have echo. Like my height, I would say in feet and inches, right? And weight,
Hmm.
but temperature, I would use Celsius. It's funny. It's a bit
Yeah.
of a mix here for people.
It's a lot of places are mixed like that. Like here in Ireland, they use the metric system for the most part, right? But they do weight in stone, which just I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
get. I don't know where the hell that came from, but
Are they doing kph or miles per hour for signage?
kph metric. Yep.
But they use miles per hour in England.
Yes, that's right. Because it's the imperial system, not the metric system.
Right.
England uses miles and all that shit, you know.
Never knew that.
Were the Hanson brothers Canadian? You remember? Slapshot?
The Hanson. Yeah, it's funny you say that. I know some of the guys that played in that AHL era for Springfield and those teams, and yeah, the Hansons. They're Canadian. Yeah.
You said you
I
work
know. I have
in.
a friend who fought two of them in the AHL.
That's cool.
You
The
said
Hanson brothers, eh?
you work in the film industry, Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
In Canada, I presume, of course. Yeah. Not in.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I worked for the BBC for a while. I
Okay.
lived in the '90s. I worked for the BBC and Channel 4.
Hmm.
And but I work for broadcasters everywhere. So Arte, I've worked for TV4 in Ireland. I've made programs. I've made
Oh yeah,
PBS,
TV
Discovery,
Kahar.
Net.
Yeah.
It's kind of work. I sell, I sell our films to anybody who'll buy them.
I
Right.
gotcha.
So it
Gotcha.
doesn't.
Gotcha.
I'll buy one.
Have you ever heard of? No, they don't. As far as I know, I don't know much about them. I only know them for their music video work because the stuff they do with the band that I follow from Canada. But there's
Mhm.
this group called Versa Films that do amazing like music videos. Anyway, I don't know if they do anything else. I mean, they're called Versa Films, so I assume they probably do
Are
film stuff as
they
well.
based in Toronto? They based here.
Where are they? I want to say they're in Saskatchewan.
Wow, really?
I could be mistaken on that, but I think that's where they're from.
Not where I would normally place a production company.
Yeah, right. It's
Right.
probably
It's like
it's probably a small thing anyway, but
Yeah,
Is there
that's like-
is there a CBC?
yes, there is. Yeah, it's our national state broadcaster, like the BBC.
Right.
There's all sorts of weird little production hotspots that you'd never expect. When I was going to school in Knoxville, I didn't realize it was a huge industry out there. They do most of
Because the South is cheap, man. That's where they get all their cheap
True.
labor. It's not like LA.
I remember when I was
True.
living there,
Yeah.
they were doing a lot of work in Chicago, because most people think of New York and LA as the big hotspots for, like, you know, that kind of stuff in America. But Chicago was a really big filming place because it was probably a lot cheaper than
Yeah.
New York and LA. But
And
On location
Atlanta
filming is much better.
now.
That is
Well,
huge.
I think they get government incentives to like bring Hollywood to like New Orleans, for example, after Katrina.
It's the same here. We have big tax credits, so every show you see, like the new Star Trek series, shot in Toronto. The Boys on Amazon, shot in
Toronto's
Toronto.
huge.
Yeah.
Toronto's huge, I think.
Oh, well, Guillermo del Toro, right? He moved here about almost 15 years or so, and
Nice.
anyways, he lives here permanently. He made Pacific Rim here. He shoots The Strain here. He produces every single thing he does here. So, it's really, this city's really become a huge center for film production, which is great for the city, right? It's wonderful.
You know why he stays there?
Yeah, he's made it clear. He says
Because
it
he's
has,
from Mexico and he wants it to be cold.
No, he loves
food.
food.
Yeah, it's food. This is one of the great food cities in the world,
Yeah,
right? So
Big
he
fan of
just
food.
loves the food here. I mean, look, there's other reasons. He gets lots of tax credits and all this shit. So, but yeah, I don't think people normally think of Toronto that way, but it's like a multi-billion-dollar business here. So
Interesting. Like, I knew that Toronto was a big hotspot for filming and stuff like that. I didn't know it was big for culinary stuff, though.
Oh yeah, this is
Huge.
one of the world's great food cities. It's because there's people from everywhere on the planet, right? And so just the mix of people, right? Every language I think in the world is spoken here. Some crazy stat. So you get these wonderful.
It's like the new London.
Interesting.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
restaurant scene in Toronto is amazing. I would kill to go up and visit.
And it's exploding, right? It's bigger than Chicago now, right? It's New York, LA, and Toronto are the three big cities now, right? Between the two countries, and it's growing fast, so it's exciting. Not so fast this year, but you know what I mean.
Well, I live in the fastest growing city in the world, so
There you go.
yeah, it's doubling every day. Oh,
Great.
That's a terrible joke. Such a dad joke.
I was gonna say super dead, yeah.
We all just had to be there for it.
I am
was
a super dad, so it's appropriate.
I was crunching on some chips, so I couldn't appropriately respond, but that joke was terrible.
Okay. Everybody here?
Yeah, ready to kick back in? Looks like it's getting close to 8.
I'm almost back. Oh, you got to jump right out at 8, do you?
Not right out at 8, just
Yeah, we'll get
just
there
keep an eye
close.
on it.
Yep. Ooh, brr, it's fucking cold. All right, I am back
In the saddle.
now. Ooh. Back to pound of flesh. Okay. So many hours later, close to what we'd think Earth Standard Time of midnight. You get a message, Nut, from Reedmar. Says, still alive, no success in the negotiations. Have you had any luck finding the location of the Stratemeyer Syndicate hideout? Of course, he's not expecting a positive answer so soon, but he's going to ask anyway because he's a desperate man.
I'll tell him we're headed out, and everybody's agreed to undertake the mission, and we'll report back when we can.
Excellent, excellent. I think you also needed to ask him about some other stuff. Yeah, you had some other business to ask him about.
Psycho Rex.
Yeah, if
Order of
there's
Psycho Rex from your station.
knowing what the last known location is, are there any places along the way that need shipments of Mama's Little Helper, wink wink, taken out to these bases and locations?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there is, especially considering the shipment that was taken along with the fleet. We can set you up. How much space do you have?
Oh,
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. So he'll set you up with a few drops to make along the way.
Great.
How about mail as well to have a good cover?
Yeah. There's always some mail to be delivered.
Maybe
Okay.
some maintenance equipment, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Basic supplies, medical supplies, provisions.
Any personnel traveling that way that we can use to take them as well?
Not currently. People are wary of traveling into that area given the recent actions of the Stratemeyer Syndicate. People are hesitant. It's considered a dangerous travel area. And he would advise you too, of course, to be very, very careful, because if the Stratemeyer Syndicate gets word of your ship and knows that you're carrying Psychorex, you too may be targeted for hijacking and possible, more hostage situations.
We would terminate them.
Which makes me wonder: should we be hiring some marine types to take with us? A couple of
Well,
heavy.
the last exercise we had with hiring Marines cost us 26,000 in deficit, and they were useless.
All right.
So
Even or one heavy, like one kind of experienced mercenary.
I mean,
Somebody.
do you have anybody to operate that big old cannon you guys are hauling around?
They don't have a gunnery officer. And since we're headed in pirate lands,
I was under the impression by the last hiring that we can't actually hire anyone competent. The only people we hire are these useless minions.
oh,
Well, let's see here. When it comes to hiring mercenaries, because you guys were trying to do it all on the cheap before, as I recall.
yeah, we got some money. Somebody
And
with gunnery.
Also, you had these fucking poor guys trying to climb down this thing with no equipment, and 3 of them died like right away. So you guys were like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, we did not realize that it was crawling into the mouth of hell. So now we know.
Mm-hmm. So regarding mercenaries, if you wanted to hire a gunner with the gunnery skill,
and experience,
it would be a 500 credit advance and a 1,500 credit salary.
Yes, I'll hire 2.
2 gunners.
Wait, gunnery, like gunnery, ship's gunnery, correct?
Yeah.
Yep, two gunners.
Okay, we have 2 guns, right?
All right. I think we have 1 gun, but I want 2 gunners, right?
You have 1 gun that requires a gunner. That's the rail gun. The auto
I
cannon.
want to get 2 guns.
Yeah, the autocannon and the machine gun can both be handled by the ship's computer, but
Now, how about actual combat ready Marines? And believe me, if any of them show up that we gave suits to, they will be shot in the head.
yeah, of course, I understand that. So to hire Marines, I'm on the wrong section. Here we go again.
And keep in
So
mind, do research. He's not just going to give people guns and
you
put them
want
on
you
his
want you
ship.
want you want Marine specialists that specialize with certain weapons or whatever, or
Please.
just want grunts? Because I think you hired
I,
grunts
I
before.
want I want
Yes.
specifically, if you're asking, I want those that are well suited for boarding repelling.
Ah, gotcha. Probably want specialists then. So yeah, that's going to be 275 credit advance and 1500 salary for each.
Not a problem. How many are there available?
Let me check. 17.
What do we want? 3, maybe?
Well, there's
how much
5 of us.
space do we got?
I would say one meat shield for each of us at least.
I think we have don't we have a dozen cryo?
Is it? Okay.
You have, let me double check that. I've got the ship sheet right here in front of me because I want to write down what Marines you end up hiring. Cryo beds. Yes,
Oh,
you
we
have
had-
12. You have 12 pods. You currently are
Okay.
using 4 because 13 doesn't require one.
Why don't we hire 6 and then 2 gunners?
6 sounds fine. Now, when we're looking at these, he's going to require some sort of references because he's not just going to bring on a bunch of hired guns to have them take over his ship.
Yeah, I'll turn this over to HR now. Go ahead, 13.
Now, who is going to be hiring these mercenaries? Basically, who are they going to answer to?
13.
Okay, so that's going to be John. So we're looking for gunner.
I don't want to put any of the humans at risk.
Gunner. Boarding specialists. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Got that. So we're looking at 500 plus 1500, 500 plus 1500, and then these other 6 are 275s, 275, 275, 275, 275, and they're all also 1500 for salaries. Got it. Okay. Now, let me double check this section here regarding. That's not overly important. I want to look at the loyalty. Yes, here's where loyalty comes in, right? All right, so 24, 33, 38. Then the next one is 14, 19, 21, 22. And what about these specialists? Yeah, that's the same. So 14, 23, 33. 15, 22, 25. 11, 19, 26, plus 2 more is 28. I got 3 more. 19, 25, 33, plus 8, that's 41. He's the most loyal of all so far. 16, 23, 24, 28. And 15, 19, 24. Okay. So I've got their loyalties figured out. Their notes are figured out. Stat wise, we've got so the gunners have combats of 30, and the specialists have combats also. Well, the specialist has combats of 35. Okay. Hits. The specialists have 3 hits each. And the gunners have 2 hits each. And their instincts, the gunners have instincts of 25, the specialists have instincts of 30. Okay. Names I'll figure out later. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. Cool. I've got your mercenaries worked out. So your total in advances is going to be times 3, 1650 plus 2,650 in advances.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And salaries you can work out later. You can pay that later. So I think the salaries last a month. The salary is for a month.
All right. Then do all of them pass muster as far as like any research and
Yeah, these guys all
references?
come with good references, you know.
Then as he speaks to each one individually, he's going to let them know that because of their particular references, he's going to go ahead and double their start bonus.
Their advances.
Yeah, he's going to make each one think that they're the one getting the double advance, but don't tell anybody else.
Right.
I'm
Cool.
relying on you.
So what did I say it was?
It's
2,600?
5,300. 5,300.
Oh yeah, it was 2,650. Yeah, so times 2, 5,300. Perfect.
But each one's going to think that they're the ones that got the bonus.
Okay. Good. Don't tell anybody. Wink, wink.
Yep.
Sorry. Monte returns to the ship as well. So Monte, when you come back to the ship, you see the ship is abuzz with things going on. There are mercenaries boarding, you know, loading up their gear. You've got looks like, what did we say it was? There was 6 of these guys. Yeah, 6 of these boarding specialists. So I'd assume boarding specialists are probably armed with like, oh, they would have vac suits and rigging guns would make sense for boarding. They would probably want to be using mostly non-hull piercing weapons, so maybe something like
Exactly.
SMGs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And we'll also outfit each one of them with a foamer.
The gunners.
And there'll be no exception.
Okay.
When we've been
Would I
dealing,
be able?
we've
Would
been
I be
dealing with
able?
aliens so often, they've come in a great deal of use for sealing doors and trapping individuals. And
Will I be able to get an appointment for some slots before we leave?
You want to get an appointment with the babushka at the chop shop? Yes.
Yeah, for 2 slots, one behind each ear.
Which slots are you looking for? You're looking for the what are they called? They're called
30 slots.
not slick sockets. Let's see here regarding cyberware. So getting the cyberware installed. Oh, cyberware doesn't require slots. You're looking for slick sockets. Is that what you're looking for?
No,
For
I
the
was looking for
slickware stuff?
cyberware, but I thought I needed a socket first.
Let me double check something here. Slickware requires a slick socket. Cyberware is just physically installed in your body. So you
Okay,
don't require
so I
slick
would.
sockets for cyberware. Only
I was just
require
wondering
6
if I could
elements per
book an appointment for the cyberware.
And you want to get it done quickly, right? So you can get it done before you leave. You
Yeah,
want like
and
an
I'll tell them
expedited appointment.
and I'll say I'm with the Tempest, and
Mhm.
that I'm helping the refugees. So if any of those artesian cyber installers are like for the comrades.
Okay. Gotcha. What kind of cyberware are you looking to purchase? Oh yeah, here it is
A
about
hollow
so cyberware takes up a certain amount of slots, and you have a number of slots, if I recall correctly.
specifically a hologram that
Every 10
reduces
points of
stress.
strength, you can install one slot of cyberware, basically. So
Okay.
what's your strength?
41.
So you basically have the ability to install up to 4 slots worth of cyberware.
The first one I'm looking for is like a hologram that reduces stress.
Hmm.
Oh, you're looking to make up your own cyberware, not using stuff from the list?
No, I think the list has like a hologram animal that reduces stress.
Does it? Let's find this here. You didn't look this up already, no? Holo
I did a few.
projectors, project stored
Yes,
data.
I looked it up a few sessions ago because I
Okay,
thought I would have the
so I'm gonna
chance
have to
sooner.
read through all this real quick to find out what it is. So, no.
Yeah, it was a hologram projector, and it reduces stress. Is all I know.
Well, the holo projector just holographically projects stored data. Black box, big switch, cloak skin, dead switch, fangs, hand cannon, holo projector, hot swap, hunter shot, little switch, loudmouth, lumitat, nope. Ogre, nope. Panic button, panzer fist, prosthetics, remote uplinks, retractable nanoblades, revenant protocol, scapegoat system. There's nothing like this under cyberware. I wonder if you're looking at slickware. Maybe it was slickware you were after. No? No.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Holopet is slickware.
Holopet, that's what I want.
That
Yes.
requires 2 slick sockets.
Okay. So I want to try to book
So
a
you want to get the
stat
slick
appointment for
sockets.
2 of them for the yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And you want to get that done expedited, so it's going to cost you to get 2 slick sockets installed is going to cost you 4,000 credits. So there's a cranial input jacks, yeah, which allows slickware to be installed. So you're going to get one
Yep.
behind each ear, you said, right?
Yep.
Now, in order to install cyberware, requires a body save at advantage. So give me roll your body save twice and tell me the best result.
8.
Okay, so that's success, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and give me another roll for the other socket.
Is this at advantage?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I failed this one with a 64.
64. Oh wait, okay. So you make one roll. Sorry, and the number of slots being installed. Sorry, no, we'll go with this. The first roll. The first roll is automatic. So okay, you get them both installed, no problem. Sorry, I just noticed after I told you to roll a second time, it says here you just roll once, and then if you fail the roll, you take an X amount of damage based on how many slots you're getting installed. So okay, so you get the 2 slick sockets installed, and there are no issues. In order to get the slickware then installed, you'll have to go to the icebox. Again, you're trying to get this done on the hurry, so it's going to be a slightly increased cost. So your HoloPet slickware is going to cost you 150,000 credits. And this projects a
Okay, I don't have that.
medium-sized. You don't have 150,000 credits?
No, not after installing them, but I ping 13. When I realized that I'm 27,000 short.
Yeah, well, 13 will forward him the credits with interest.
The 27,000, okay. All right.
And then I'm even after that. Yeah.
I need you to make a sanity save then at advantage.
Okay. $32. I pass.
Excellent. Okay, so no issues as you get your Hollow Pet installed in your slick sockets. And yeah, that projects a medium-sized holographic AI pet, which can run around within a 30-meter radius. You automatically heal 1 stress whenever you rest. If the Hollow Pet slickware is ever destroyed, you make a panic check at disadvantage. Oh, wait a minute. Shit, that also requires a holo projector. So you also have to get a holo projector
Oh.
installed at the chop shop.
Okay.
There we go. That's where the holo projector comes in. That's good. We'll just
I'm
work
not-
on it a little bit. So the holo projector is going to cost you another 1,500 credits.
I'll have to send
13. I was going to say 13 was going to forward him 30 because he knew
Okay,
he would be
so you got
sending
enough.
more.
Yep, you got enough. That's fine. So just keep track on your character sheet that you have 2 slick sockets and 1 holo projector. That's your 3 pieces of cyberware that you have installed currently. And your slick sockets are both currently being used for your holo pet. Okay?
Yes, it
So you
says
get
Snow
that all
Fox.
done. You pay your money, and you have no issues. You passed all your saves. So you do get that done in a hurry, which is why I charge you double for everything. But the babushka takes care of you. Well, between the babushka and the folks at the icebox. But yes. All right, so you get that sorted out. You get your cyberware installed. Congratulations, you're the first one to install cyberware, I think.
I show off my Snow Fox back aboard the ship.
Nice. Hollow projected Snow Fox, huh? Very cool. Anything anybody else wants to take care of before you depart on your mission?
At some point during the morning, Dr. Albright would have went to relieve some stress, which will cover what we did last time.
Ah, right. So you're going back to the Stellar Burn.
Yeah, but that was
No
already
problem.
rolled last time, so it's.
Oh, was it? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
So it's
gotcha.
just.
Yeah, cool. No problem. Very good. Anything else? Anything for Mr. Velke or Mr. Svalbard?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Excellent. So you get loaded up with your mail and your basic provisions, medical supplies, etc.
Equipment and all the rest of it.
The Marines all board up and make themselves at home. And you are ready to depart. Oh, of course, you were here for 2 days, so you have to pay your docking fees, which 13, I guess you're taking care of that since you're running the ship's stuff. Everybody drops 20 credits for their oxygen taxes again.
Sure.
The docking fees would be 1,200 credits. Oh, and you need fuel. So the fuel is going to cost, I'm going to say, how much fuel did you need? Probably, oops, geez, sorry, dropping shit here.
I believe you said 3 jumps was for something else. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, you made two jump. No, you made actually 1 jump 1, another jump 1, another jump 1. So you made 3 jump 1s, plus basically we'll say 4.4 things of fuel.
Did we grab some fuel at Muto Station?
I don't think
I think
so.
we talked about it. Okay, very good. But
Maybe we talked about it, but I don't think we did it. So it's 7,000 credits per unit by 4, so it's going to cost you 28,000 credits for the fuel to fuel
No
back
problem.
up again. And then, oh yes, I forgot to mark off here too. You did pay off another, what was it, 34 million on your debt.
Yep.
So your debt is now down to 900 million. Congratulations. And
We basically got the quarter. That'll be that this month and the next 2 months.
you get the clearance to disembark from docking bay, whichever you're at. And the ship begins to make way once again away from Prospero's dream to go out delivering goods and to try to see if you can find out the whereabouts of the Stratemeyer Syndicate hideout. And that's, I guess, where we'll wrap up this session then.
Very good.
XP, there was nothing severely dangerous going on today, so you guys can have, but you did take a job. I'll give you an extra bonus point for that. I'll take 3 points away for pissing off Uka Uka. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Yeah, you guys can have 6 XP each.
Cool.
Okay.
Excellent. Oh, and Monte, you can have an extra bonus point for being the first Proto Soul to install cyberware and slickware.
Hell
Nice.
yes. Cool.
Because I've been
Slick.
waiting for somebody to do that.
It's really cool.
Excellent. Very good.